Peace. It's Mr.13, and I'm back with another edition of the Sit Down. What's up, everybody? I got my homie, my business partner.
What up?
I rent a space out of his barbershop over here at 70-1160 Street, right?
Yes, sir. Ridgewood, Queens.
In Ridgewood, Queens.
Not too
Sitting
far from
next to
Bushwick.
me is Cook the Barber. What's up, Cook? How's everything going?
Thank you for having me. Big shout out to Made for Kings. You already know. Mr.13, very respected over here. And we just building and trying to grow, man.
That's right. So I've been renting this spot out for almost over 6 months now. We've had some dope events. We just finished doing an event for Christmas, New Year's. How did you feel about that event that we did?
I was very happy with that event. Again, we're moving and learning at the same time. So after editing everything and being able to show people what we're doing, I'm more than happy.
That's dope. Well, I'm excited to be here. Met some good people so far. But let's take it back. Let's talk to the people about Cook the Barber. How did you become a barber? Why did you become a barber?
Barbering was an interest of mine at a very young age. At 16, I thought I could do it, and I was right, I guess you could say, because I'm here now, 30 years later. And as much as I probably didn't really know that back then, I just kind of stuck to it because it just felt good to do it, and it put me in a good space to make a little bit of money, at least back when I was 16, 17, to get my own shit.
So being a barber all these years, what's your favorite part of being a barber?
My favorite part of being a barber is, aside from the art of the craft, because I love the art of the craft. I love to be creative. Because I do more than just cut hair. I do designs and things like that. But I love talking to people, and I love hearing people's stories. I think they bring a lot to my life when I speak to my clients and learn about their life. You know. But when I first, my first interest when I first was interested in cutting hair, I was taken by one of my cousins to the barbershop to get a haircut. Just a basic day. Like, you know, my mother was like, hey, can you just take him to get a haircut? And I don't remember my age, but I know it's a little, I'd be saying in Spanish, a little cagadito. And my cousin took me to the shop, and I was very interested in the machines. And I actually asked my cousin to ask the barber where I can buy those machines. Because I noticed in the stores, they sold machines, but they came with the real flimsy cords.
Gotcha.
And when I went to the barbershop, the machines had real thick cords. So I wanted to make sure I had the real official barber tool.
Yeah.
My cousin laughed at me, and here I am 30 years later.
Still doing your thing now.
Shout out to my cousin.
Owner of your own barber shop. Shout out to his cousin. Word up.
G. Perez.
So you mentioned it briefly. You do a lot of things. You wear a lot of hats. What are some of the other focuses of Cook the Barber?
I think the interesting thing about me is that I picked up a lot of the things I'm still dealing with today at the same age. So when I was 16, I didn't just start having an interest in cutting hair. I also picked up the idea of turntablism.
DJ.
Yes. And I started cutting and scratching and transforming on the turntables.
Around what time? What age?
Again, 16.
16.
That was it. At 16, I did. At 16, I started drinking. I started DJing. I started getting into production. 16 was a very significant time period for me, where I just started dabbling and dipping and dabbling in all these different ideas. At 17, which is the year I consider my lucky number, it was more relative to me to make money and cut hair. I was very interested in making money. I seen people out there making money and doing things that I wanted to do. So I had to figure it out, and I started cutting hair, and that was the way I made money. I started DJing. I made a few dollars DJing also.
Yeah.
Production also came out of the DJing.
So you started making beats, producing.
Yeah, I definitely became more interested in the production and how you put drums and melodies together, and to this day it's just a very therapeutic thing for me also.
Got you. Now, as far as producing goes, when you first started to make these beats, what were you working on? What equipment you had?
When I first started putting beats and ideas together, I had bought a Gemini mixer that had like a 12-second sample, an 8-second sample, and a 4-second sample. And this mixer would allow me to play with my records, but also sample these pieces that I might think of as ideas for a new project. And I would just sample those pieces into the sampler, and then I would have these vinyl records that actually had break beats in them, and I'll play the break beat on one side of the turntable while the sample is being looped on the actual Gemini mixer. And that's how I kind of figured out the idea of, putting production together. Right. It was a very I had a lot of fun doing that. Definitely.
Who are some of your favorite music producers?
All right, so before producers, my favorite were DJs. Okay. And some of my favorite DJs from back then were like DJ Jazzy Jeff, DJ Premier, Kid Capri. I wouldn't say these other two DJs were very big, but they weren't big in the idea of the turntablism, cut, scratching, transforming, and all that. But Flex and Clue were also big parts of my upbringing as DJs. I noticed how they were very consistent and they moved the crowd. So I learned that from them.
Well, Flex was definitely killing it on Hot 97. And Clue, he had the mixtapes, legendary mixtapes.
Shout out to Flex and I don't know if you remember Mr. Excitement.
Flex and Cool, right?
Is that a fact?
I know they had their little competition at one point. I know Flex had some pretty dope.
I used to be on Funkmaster Flex's record pool.
Okay.
At one time, and I used to go to the city. I dealt with Mr. Excitement, who handed the records off to all the DJs. That was interesting to me back then.
Very different era.
Yeah,
different.
We had to go pick up
way
vinyl.
Of breaking records.
Yeah, and they would give us a pack of vinyl, and we would have to go back home, listen to them, and grade them, and come back for the next pack with our opinion on the record. So shout out to the, I think that was the Big Dog Pitbulls back then.
I remember that Big Dog Pitbulls. He still does that, right?
I'm not sure. I
don't know. We don't really listen to Flex anymore.
Right. But back then,
now no diss to Flex, but yeah, we don't listen to the radio like that. At least I don't.
But I definitely got a perspective. I had a wide range of music.
Yeah.
At that age, 17, 18, because I was getting records that I wasn't familiar with, like the Outkast and a bunch of other artists that basically wasn't from New York.
Yeah.
At that time, I learned a lot about our different music coming from different places. In comparison to today, like it's just it's weird how that all began.
Yeah.
And where we at with it now, like I'm glad I'm.
So what's up? Like you're not crazy about the music that's out now? What do you feel about this drill? Right?
Okay, so the music today, I'm not even gonna shit on it because as a professional, as a producer / artist / DJ, I have a understanding that we all have our time and we all go through our own, I guess, development, production.
Gotcha.
I know there was records back then that people could say, because my parents used to say, yo, what are you listening to?
Gotcha.
Some of our favorite artists might might have a song that our parents were not very happy with.
Yeah.
So I don't take nothing away from our present rappers, artists out there. Music is music. I don't blame music for anything that's going on. If we could blame music for something, we could blame TV for something.
Yeah. But what is your opinion on it? Do you like
I like
some of it?
I like some of it. I've always been more into the music before the lyrics.
Gotcha.
So I guess, beats and melodies have always been what grasps me.
Gotcha.
I know some of these kids out there talking crazy.
I mean, I don't fault them. We spoke crazy too.
Yeah, we did our own crazy things out there.
I'm into it. I like it. I like some of the drill music that's out there.
Yeah, I embrace it. I don't knock it. Fellas out there, ladies.
I like J. Cole was dope, Kendrick, and that's
J. Cole
artists of today. A lot of people I hear them say, "Oh, I don't like new artists," but I'm like, no, there's dope artists out there, man.
J. Cole has a few artists. I think it's JD.
Yeah, I think
he's a dope artist. Yeah. The group that they also have, the what's his label's name? Dreamville. There you go. Shout out to Dreamville, man.
Yeah,
I love
that's dope. I watched a Dreamville Fest last year. It was dope. That was
I fuck with their music, man. It's the music has come a long way from when we first started, man. Yeah.
So, let's not drift off of our interview. Let's let the people learn more about Cook the Barber. Me and Cook, we do a podcast. Myself,
yes, sir. Cut the bullshit.
Do a podcast. He has his podcast. He's the forefront of it, the leader of the pack.
I'm glad I'm finally here on your show now.
Tell us about C.T.B. podcast.
C.T.B. Cut the bullshit. You already know. Cut the bread. Cultivate the brand.
That's my favorite one.
Crush the bud.
Cultivate the brand.
We are here and we will be cultivating the brand because we the only thing we got, man. We got to do what we got to do for ourselves. We can't wait for nobody to try to put the battery in our back, even though it's great.
If you build it, they will come.
Even it's great for people to come and support and give battery energy, but you got to do what you got to do for yourself.
All right. Tell them about C.T.B. Some about some of your castmates. We got some interesting characters.
Big shout out to Rod A.
Rod A.
Always surprises everybody. Shout out to Rage. We all just trying to share and bring our audience something different.
Gotcha.
Something great, something that we can all go back later on and be like, look over in history and be like, we was on the right path.
Gotcha.
Again, shout out to the crew, man. Shout out to you.
Shout out
and playing your part.
to the crew. My favorite episode was the Christmas episode with the food and mac and cheese.
Can you cook? What was that?
Make sure y'all go and check that. It's a very interesting episode.
Can you cook? Mac and cheese?
Mac and cheese. So,
shout out to Rich again.
You're a barber, you make beats, you also have this podcast that we're working on together. You're also an MC.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been putting these bars together, man?
I never wanted to be a rapper or sing. Or you know what? I probably wanted to have more of a singing vibe than a rapper.
Gotcha.
At 9 years old, at a daycare center where I was about to leave, they did a show. It was like they were kicking me out pretty much. They celebrating the celebration of kicking me out at 9 years old. Yeah. And they did a show. And I sang Lionel Richie's Hello in that show. And I don't know back then how significant I guess that's very significant to what I'm doing now.
Gotcha.
But I didn't think about it back then like that. It was just a 9-year-old thing. Like,
yeah.
Maybe that video is out there somewhere. I think one of my aunts has that video. I don't know where did that
pull
video
up
end up.
Expected.
I think somebody has a recording of that. So if you do have a recording of that, I was 9 years old, and the daycare center was on Gates Avenue between Bushwick and Evergreen. So you was in Bushwick when I was 9 years old. Hey, let me see.
So your singing career started at 9 years old on Bushwick and
The Round Table Daycare Center.
At the Round Table.
At the Round Table Daycare Center, yeah.
So fast forward to today, if someone wanted to listen to your music, where could they get that at? Where can they listen to you?
Okay, that's C.T.B, Cut the Bullshit. You can follow us, Cook the Barbershop for the pod, and also Cook's Pod for the future podcasting. I have a song called ATL, All These Ladies, on Bandcamp.
I love all these ladies. I don't know if that's how it goes, but
it's something like that. You almost got that right. Might use that as your backup next time.
I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna the hype man. That's right.
But yeah, it's called All These Ladies, and big shout out to Days the Emperor, who's on the song, on the first verse. We actually put this song together in my house one day, and he heard it, he liked it, and he got on, and it worked out. And we performed it.
It's a banger.
Different places. People like the song.
I like the song. I'm a fan of it. You got to work that record. You got to get that one out there. That's a fact.
We definitely want to shoot a video for that one. There's so much going on that it's hard to kind of pinpoint when we're going to do that, but it's definitely going to be something in the newest projects. In
the next 2 months,
we're gonna get all these ladies.
Yo, we need to get this video.
And get the video out for all these ladies. Everybody likes
any sexy ladies out there watching this interview. Hit us up if you want to be.
If you want to be a part of the video, hit up Mr.13 or hit me up. DM me. Cook's Pod, Cook the Barbershop, Cook the Barber 17, Cook the Barbershop on Instagram. If you want to be a part of that video, I love all these ladies.
I love all these ladies. That's what's up.
So yeah.
Yo, so we here. It's Sunday. It's Super Bowl.
It's a fun day. Super Bowl fun day.
People probably won't see this till after the Super Bowl, but who do you got? What's your pick?
Well, after my Giants got blasted, specifically by the team that's playing against my second favorite team. And my second favorite team is KC because I'm very into Mahomes quarterbacking.
Mahomes.
Mr. Mahomes. Shout out to Kansas City, Mr. Mahomes. When I played football, I used to be a quarterback, so I love his game. I love the way he moves around on that field. Mahomes, shout out to you, and good luck today on this game, man.
All right, so we'll double back on this and see if his pick is correct, because probably by the time everybody sees this interview, we'll know who won.
I just gotta say, I guess, what's these guys, $1 million worth of game?
Yeah.
What's their name?
Gilly and his cousin.
Yo, Gilly. Wallow. I'm sorry,
Gilly and Wallow. Yo, man.
I'm sorry, man. The Eagles got to go down, bro. You heard? They got to go down. I'm sorry. Wallow, shout out to you. Gilly, shout out to you. I see what y'all doing. Enough respect.
For me, personally, I'm a Giants fan. I know. I should cheer for the Eagles.
So am I. I'm a Giants fan.
Shout outs to Philly. And I want the Eagles to take it. I don't think they have a chip. They don't have a chip, right?
You want the Eagles to take it?
I'm going for the Eagles.
Holy moly!
I'm going for the Eagles. Fuck it.
Okay. Yo, Gilly and Wallow, man, hit us up, man. Let's collaborate, even if it's through the phone. Hit us up. Let's do a show.
I'm gonna go for the Eagles. We're gonna put a wager on it, a friendly bet. Nah, I don't gamble. Do you gamble? Are you gambling?
I'm not much of a gambler, nah.
Got you.
It's funny,
when we get out of here, you say something?
Yeah, I just thought about my grandmother for a second. I was like, she always played lotto when I was a kid. I remember I played lotto, but I'm not much of a gambler.
Yeah, I had gamblers in my family, so I didn't want to go down that road. You know what I mean?
I'm not gambling unless it's with my own life.
Damn, we all gamble with our lives once in a while. Gotta live it up. Anyway, we're about to get out of here. It's Mr.13. The sit down. Got Cook the Barber. Let them know one more time where they could find you and follow you.
Follow me on Instagram at Cook the Barbershop 17, Cook the Barber's Shop, and on YouTube, Cook's Pod and Cook the Barbershop. Shout out to y'all, man. Stay up, stay progressive, do your thing. Love who you are.
Yeah. I want to thank Cook for sitting down with me for. I'm gonna cut that right there. Yo, I want to thank Cook for sitting down with me and chopping it up.
Made for kings.
This is Mr. 13. Make sure you hit that like button and
the
you
bell.
subscribe. You heard?
Follow.
Peace.